Breaking right now at 4, a fast-moving fire drives more than 100 people out of their apartments, many of them college students. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano.
And I'm Kathy Vara, in for Michael and Colleen. Today, News Chopper 4 was over the fire as it swept through the University Riverside Garden Apartments at Everton in Iowa. Dozens of units were destroyed. NBC4's Keenan Willard live at the scene, talking to people who are now looking for a place to stay tonight. Keenan.
Kathy, some 150 people now out of their homes because of this very destructive fire, and you can see why the force of the flames here and what they did to this apartment complex here by the University of California, Riverside. I mean, look at some of these units where you can see the scorch marks up to the roof line, the walls totally black, the balconies destroyed here. This was a very intense and quick moving fire from everything we understand from investigators, people who were close to the scene here calling this a disaster today.
I feel a little bit worried. My anxiety's through the roof. I'm mostly worried about my girlfriend's cats.
Fire investigators say this broke out around 11:15 this morning, quickly becoming a multi-alarm fire. They responded and started evacuating people inside. And investigators say no one was hurt here. We do have several residents saying they are still searching for their animals, their cats and dogs that were inside of the apartment complex when these people had to evacuate or showed up and saw that the fire was already in progress. Riverside PD telling us this afternoon 50 of the total of 112 apartments here were burned. Police say at this point there's no indication this fire was set intentionally, but the cause is still very much under investigation. UC Riverside tells us this is not a university property, but they know a lot of students live here. The university is now trying to find out just how many students were affected and working to get them resources. We spoke to several students who say they watched their home today go up in flames.
My neighbors, they were knocking on people's doors and screaming hey, there's a fire going on, everyone run out. Then I started hearing people screaming evacuate, evacuate, there's a fire going on.
I'm walking and I can see this giant tower of smoke from campus, and I'm like, damn, that's my apartment.
We've seen flames, videos of the flames earlier that were just towering up in the sky. Obviously, that is no longer the case, but this is not a done deal. There are still some hot spots and smoldering that firefighters are still working to put out here. The university has sent out a message saying if you were impacted and need help, you can go to an evacuation center that's been set up at the Stratton Rec Center at Boardwell Park, where they're giving out resources right now. For the moment, in Riverside, Keenan Willard, NBC4 News.